Hey you, thank you so much for popping in. My name is Dupe and I am a Nigerian living in Canada as a permanent resident. So if you are watching this video, it's probably because your application is more than 1 year and you are wondering what could be the issue. Now, before we go ahead, a disclaimer: I am not an immigration consultant. I am not a licensed consultant. I do not have anything licensed in my name or consultant in my name as of today, as of the moment of these videos. Everything I'm going to be sharing with you in this video, they are all things that I have experienced because I've experienced delay. Yes, if you want to know my story, I have several videos detailing my immigration stories already. I have gone through this before. I've gone through this delay before. I understand how Canada immigration is. Currently, Canada has about 2 million applications in backlog. So it's a serious thing. It's a huge issue and a lot of applications are just stuck. Mine too was stuck at some point in time. In fact, I experienced so much delay in my immigration journey, and I want to share with you something that I discovered that I think makes sense on what to do when you feel like your application is getting too long, especially when it is more than 6 months and going on to 1 year and exceeded 1 year, because there are a lot of people that are in like 2 years still waiting for Canada immigration to answer them. So the first one that I want to talk about is you might be stuck at eligibility review required. I found it on a blog where the person was talking about the main reason why people don't receive answer to their application in time is because they are stuck at review required stage. And what does that mean? It basically means that the officer reviewing your case probably feel there is a discrepancy somewhere in the document that you submitted or the things that you claimed points for. So if they think that there is something that is not balancing and that thing has reduced your points and your point has gone below the drop point, you know, let's say the drop point was 400, you enter the pool with 430, you were invited to apply, and there's something happened with your application along the line, and the officer felt like I need to take out some points from this because they do not reflect the true nature. If for some reason the point is like 40, and then when they remove 40 from your 430, so you are now below the drop points. When you are below the drop points, that means you are no longer eligible for permanent residency anymore. When the officer now feel like, well, let me pause, don't let me make a hasty decision on this person's case, let me just pause and let somebody else review this application. And so they'll put your application on another queue. They review this person's eligibility queue, so they put it there, and there are a lot of people on the queue as well. So the reason why you are now stuck in that level is because you don't know when it's going to get to your turn, when anyone will pick up your case and look into it. That is just one reason. I've seen it happening a lot, that people are stuck at eligibility review required. The reason might be work experience, the reason might be relationship, yes, the reason might even be your education, anything that you claim points on. It might be a reason if they feel like they are not matching or they cannot verify some of your information. Like in our case now, they felt like they couldn't verify the company where my husband worked, so they put our application on review required. Sometimes you might not even be stuck there, it might be something else entirely. But how do you know? Just to make sure that things are going on fine, things are going on well, you should be ordering for your GCMS notes. It's a case management system. It has all of your information in it, and you can request for it. You can go on Google, find companies that help people to get their case notes, maybe about $10 or so. You're going to get your case note and you can read it and see if perhaps you are stuck. If you see where the right review required on your case, you also see the reason why the officer think they need further review on your case. So if you're able to see that, you might be able to send them more information or more documents based on that to explain yourself. That is a good thing about PR applications. You can always send them more documents. You can always reach out to them that you have more things to support your claim. Even if they do not come back to ask you that you should do this, you have at least seen it that this might likely happen. So it is either they deny you or they ask you to submit so thing to buttress your point. Just go on their web form, send them your information. Otherwise, if you don't know what is going on, you will just remain on that queue. People are stuck in review required for years. 1 year, 2 years, they are still there. And they don't even know if they should withdraw the case or something. And some people, they just wake up one day and just see that they deny them. It will do you well to be ordering for your GCMS notes to know what is going on your case part time. The review required stuff doesn't happen to everybody, and this brings us to medical expired. Guys, if your application has been 1 year with IRCC, you already know that your medical has expired. Based on what I have seen during the application, your medical result goes through 2 phases: the first phase and the last phase. The first phase is the phase where they first approved your medical. That's when you just submit and they approve it. The second phase is when they want to approve your application. And they don't approve application that has expired medical. So even if you have 5 people on that application, if one person's medical is expired, they will likely not approve that application, because everybody's medical must be valid at the point of or at the time of approval. If your medical has expired, they may likely say that they've sent your medical for reassessment, and they may come back to say, okay, you don't need to do medical again, just get this, it's okay. Or they may also tell you to go and do your medical again. Now here is this: you don't know if they will tell you to go do it or not to go do it. How long will it take them to come back to you with their decision on your medical? You don't know. It happened to us. We were 2 on our application, and my own medical expired because I already had less than 1 year on my medical before we submitted the application. And our application was just there. And the only thing we were hearing, because we were reaching out to them, calling them, and the only thing they were telling us was that they've sent it for reassessment. Sent it for reassessment since May, June, July, August, September. We heard nothing from them. Meanwhile, my medical expired like January. By May, they said they sent it for reassessment. July, August, September, we didn't hear anything from them. What did I do? How did we get out of this? I went to do an upfront remedical because we were just tired of waiting for them to reach out to us that I should go and do another medical. And my partner's medical was going to expire too because we are almost reaching 1 year on that application. It was going to expire too. So I had to go and do an upfront medical. And the month I did the upfront medical was the same month, like 2 weeks after we got an approval. And I have seen this happen to people a lot. I've seen when people post their timeline, I have read it, I've calculated the timelines, and I see that when people go for upfront medical, they get their application approved. And I also noticed that some people have been waiting for 2 years, and when they reach out to them, they reach out to them to go for a remedical. They don't reach out to them with approved application. They reach out to them to go for medical again. So if your medical has lasted for 1 year, just go and do your remedical and send it to them. Maybe that is going to push them, it's going to remind them that you are still on the queue. They should answer you. You understand? Because sometimes I feel like their system needs some kind of push to remind them that there's somebody still on the queue and this person just sent in some information. Maybe we should go through it. Let's see what this person just sent in. And then they see, they be like, oh, this person is ready for approval. Let's just approve that person. I think that is what happens sometimes. The people that have seen that waited for like 2 years, you know, they come back to say, oh, they reach out to them for medical, and then the moment they do their medical in 1 month, they got their approval. These are the 2 things that happened to us. Actually, we were stuck at review required based on work experience, and we wouldn't have known that we were stuck there if we did not request for our GCMS note to see what exactly was going on our application. And that was like 6 months into our application. That was when we knew that we were actually stuck. And also our medical, the same thing happened the moment that we uploaded the new remedical. They approved it like 4 days after I did the medical, and then less than 2 weeks we got our approval. So I hope that these 2 tips make sense to you, sort of. So maybe you may want to look into them. You know, it's not like the actual thing. I'm just saying it's something that you may want to think of, you may want to consider. So let me know if this is helpful to you in the comment section, and if you have any question for me that you want me to make a video about, let me know in the comment section. I'm going to try to make video about it for you. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'm going to see you in my next one. Bye.